Hey guys, it's Block on Blitz. Today we're talking about my opinion on the TS-5. TS-5 is a new vehicle you can acquire through crates if the crates are still available. My bad. It's in the bundle section. Yeah. Right here, TS-5 containers. I acquired the TS-5 on my 8th container on the, I think it was the 12 bundle. This tank overall on paper is very good. It has a nice tier 10 gun and it has 250 millimeters of armor. And a lot of people look over the concealment, but for a TD concealment it's very important. 66% ratio concealment and 15% firing, and almost 50% when moving. You can actually relocate very easily. The DPM is very nice, 7.66 reload, 400 alpha, resulting in 3,132 DPM. Aim time is average, dispersion is okay. Now this is where TS-5 is a lot more to be desired. The degrees up is 20 degrees, that's a lot. But you don't really need 20 degrees of positive gun depression. You need your negative or down gun depression. It only has 5. For an American TD, that really puts an Achilles heel on this tank. Only 5 degrees. It belongs around 8 or 10 degrees. Speed is average. Train crossing capacity is average. Engine power is almost 900. That's nice. 250 millimeters of armor. All around here. But they don't talk about 4 weak spots on this tank. Alright? First, the biggest one. Lower plate glacis the size of Texas. Alright? Second, the cupola. Third is going to be right here. These little ears. Where it's deformed from the smooth round shape. Almost like a M48 A1 patent turret. Peaks out. I don't know why they didn't make this smooth. Wargaming could have really played with this tank properly because this tank never got past the blueprints after 1948. And the fourth weak spot are these armored tracks. This is all visual. Heat will still pen. When you pen like this and you're trying to angle and hide your lower plate, you're exposing yourself to the track wheel that's actually going to connect to this. Nonetheless, let's see how it did. Favorites, here we go. We're playing on Naval Frontier. Nothing really happens the first little while, so I'm going to skip just a little bit. Trying to decide where I'm going, I decided to go right. Nothing really happens. Just look at them. Stay there for a little bit, try and get a shot, but I can't get a shot, so I relocate. This is where I relocate. We're pushing in with the Emil. This Emil, he's gonna do a good job taking away the enemy's attention and letting my DPM work. Like I said, you saw that 5 degrees gun depression, and you can see that tier 10 gun doing work. You don't even need to aim in, and I just shot right away. Gonna get a clean shot. We're gonna look for our next target. Tiger P is looking real nice. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, this tier 10 gun is very nice. It's all about the DPM and it's all about the gun. Too bad the tank itself is not the same way.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Very nice reload. First looking around, we're just looking around, and then here we go.
Enemy
553 HE. Half the health effect on the Rheinmetall Waffen trigger. Leo is trying to peek. We're gonna see if we can get a shot. Ricochet. Leo has very troll armor, but it is what it is. But where he aimed, you can see where he aimed. On the lower plate. Right there. Right where the lower plate meets the hull. then again, this is an American gun. It's not guided by the hand installment. But I try and make it work. I had a stupid low roll on the Tiger too, but it was the Amarok module crit. Nice side snap to the Ramatal Waffen trigger. Followed by a couple more. No, again, full dispersion. You can see the armor is kind of working. That was a missed shot. Now I see they're starting to flank. I'm going to move my position to the right. This is where I pick up a lot of good amount of kills. One. This is the DPM moving, and look, before he even has time to aim in, he's out.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Ferdinand, this is where the gun depression is really almost not good enough. It needs to be at least 8 boost. Lower plate again. Lucky max roll. Now we are moving in. We're going to try and go to the right on the little ledge to see if we can see the WZ moving in. He looks like to be a good player. He has 3 kills with high DPM. Well, we're going to see how this battle turns out. He got 3.3k damage, which is not too bad for tier 8. We're taking a couple blind shots because we don't know how this player is playing. Is he flanking or is he just camping that bush? That WZ has over 55% concealment ratio. We just do a couple blind shots in there and see what's up. Now I see the Tigers making an aggro push on the Emil, which is low HP, so I go support the Emil. I am a one-shot though, but we're gonna use a couple techniques to hopefully get a couple bounces. What we're about to do right now, we're gonna hide our lower plate against that T-34. It's not a WZ, but a T-34, my bad. That dispersion, not the best, but you can see we're hiding the lower plate now. On the side with HE, fin pen. Or TT fin pen. There we go, 3.7k, almost 4k damage. You can see where they all penned. The lower glacius of them penned. That game resulted in 4 kills, a good chunk of credits, and a mastery. Right? The team was okay. Emil did a lot of good work with me. And that T-34, he was a good player in an opposing team, but, you know, tank it is what it is. Now, the 2 tanks that resemble this the most, that are also premium tanks around tier 7 and tier 8. First, the T-28 HTC has a lot of similarities. Instead of a tier 10 gun, it has a tier 10 engine. The armor is 203. Concealment's almost the same. DPM is just a little bit less, but it is tier 7, so it's just as effective. Nice aiming time and fair dispersion. Very similar stats. The gun depression only 4 degrees, even worse actually, 15 degrees up, but it has 30 degrees of traversing the gun left to right. Durability, it's a couple kilometers faster, right, but it is what it is. That way, you can have the gun pointing this way. You can hide that, because right now, the way you would look at a tank like this, right now I don't, Watts, Blitz, Armor Inspector is not working the best for me. But over here, 203, the way it's angled is actually 215. This is auto ricochet zone because it's such a sharp angle. This over here looks like a weak spot, but it's almost 300 millimeters. Then this is invincible. And then these cheeks are only ineffective against APCR. A lot of heat shells will try and hit this. Since this is actually spaced armor, or here, it would actually just auto deflect. Let's go see. And then another one is the T-28 Defender. T-28 Defender, turret is 215, hull is 203. Almost the same concealment. DPM is a little worse, but it is to be expected with an auto loader tank. 20-second reload, 6.6 seconds on the shell reload. Penetration's okay, not as much as TS-5. Same alpha, 10 degrees of gun depression, and then since it is turreted tank, it's pretty much almost 150 each way. Maneuverability, it's actually even a little bit faster. We're gonna see how we did it with the T-28 Defender. We're playing Castellino. We're gonna take the traditional PD spot.
Let's go!
We're gonna get up here. Kind of slow climbing hills, but it's not impossible to climb hills with it. We aim in, take our pot shot on the IS-2 lower plate, which is a good hit. And then that auto reloader do the magic.
He's gone! Find us another target!
Now, the one thing I see people not do with auto loaders is when they have one shot left, they just save it. When you're repositioning, that can take 10-20 seconds. Reload your magazine, right? First shot, you break the track with a fair roll. Second shot, you know, is Russian bias. We're gonna miss. Russian bias, right? This STG player, he's an okay player. He's not the best in the world, but he was a okay player for the team. Now we're just checking out the position. The dispersion is not actually too good, not treating us all that well, but the concealment ratio is doing its job. We fired 3 shells. They didn't spot us yet. We're just looking around. The heavies are doing a lot of work on the left, which is a good thing. But right now we'll hold our ground. This IS-2 is making a suicide run against
Enemy armor is damaged!
And this STG, he's gonna appear somewhere to our left, I believe. Yeah, there he is. This is the beauty of the auto reloader. Nice fire, and he has no extinguisher. 700 damage? Just enough. That armor is actually doing work. This guy at the STG, he was confused. He thought I was a regular T-28. Then he remembered I was a defender. You know, this thing can be trolled sometimes. It is what it is. Right? Now it's the end game. 5v4, they're all low HP on the enemy team. We're just gonna move in. Spick, he was a little greasy because he didn't like how I was playing. Well, I'm not a heavy, I'm a TD. And I was supporting the best I could, but it is what it is. You were just YOLOing in a Spick.
Enemy destroyed!
Sitting at 3k damage on the spot. We're gonna shoot a nice HE tier 2. Almost 500 damage, exactly half his health. Like I said, the Spick's not saying the most kindest words, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Now we're just gonna move in. Nothing else happens crazy. I have to get a shot, but the team does their work, and that's a good game. 4 kills, 3.5k damage. I'll take that any day of the week. This is a nice credit earner. This is first class, Top Gun, high caliber, and a whole bunch of other medals, right? That's Pick. Look at him, he was not really the best. 40,000 battles, after so many battles, I expect you to be at least 60%, right? Not even a proper character avatar. But it is what it is. My final thoughts about the TS-5. The gun is nice. The tank itself is left a lot more to be desired. This plate needs an armor buff or needs to have a rework. Like, I cannot see why they just didn't add spaced armor over here. 60mm spaced armor panel to connect the track wheels and then like that. That way it would actually make it a lot more